Hey everybody. You'll have to excuse the hair. Believe it or not, I actually spent the morning working in a blacksmith forge. This arm is essentially useless and cannot pick up anything over 5 pounds right now. Even picking up Zoe, who's like 4.5 pounds, is a little bit of a struggle with this hand right now. um, and then, with the sweat and the heat, yeah. I, anyway, that's not what we're here for. We are here to talk about number 99 in the Criterion Collection. 99. So close. Gimme Shelter from the United States from 1970, directed by David Maysles, Albert Maysles, and Charlotte Zwerin. This is a Rolling Stones documentary. It is a documentary about the Rolling Stones touring the USA. I believe the year was 1969. I am not good at numbers. They just don't stick on my brain. They kind of roll right off, like my brain is scotch guarded against them. So if it was 68, sure. Whenever that tour was, they toured the US. But what this documentary focuses on is the last concert of that tour, which is where they did a free concert in California at, let's see, Altamont Free Speedway. They did a free concert. I've got a Wikipedia page up real quick. Saturday, December 6th, 1969. Approximately 300,000 people attended. I want you to try and figure out the logistics of 300,000 people. That's the most interesting part of this documentary, honestly, is showing briefly. They don't linger, but briefly showing the infrastructure problems, the how far people just parking on the side of the road and walking for miles to get to this concert. Then the concert venue itself is super crowded. It's a wild scene. Uh, and then there's a famous incident there because what happened is, since it was a free concert, they tried to save money where they could. So instead of paying for security, they basically contacted the Hells Angels and said, hey, we'll let you drink as much beer as you want if you'll work as security. I wasn't there. I have read a little bit on Wikipedia and I have seen this documentary. So let me say, I am aware that there are two sides to this issue. Which side is true? I couldn't tell you. One side says that, hiring the hell or asking the Hells Angels to be security, not a great idea because they got violent and they started fights and they escalated things. And there was at least one death. I think there were a couple of other deaths, but one guy was stabbed to death by a Hells Angels. Now, it turned out that guy had a gun that he was pulling out. So there's a lot to be said there. The Hells Angels have a different side of this argument, which is that they were severely misled as to the amount of responsibility that would be expected of them. That they were told to just like sit on the edge of the stage so that nobody could crawl over them. But then protesters started messing with their stuff, kicking their bikes, and so they responded as you would expect Hells Angels to do. And apparently the Hells Angels held quite a grudge against the Rolling Stones because after the concert, the Stones did not have their backs. When it came to, investigating or speaking about what happened, the Stones kind of distanced themselves as much as they could from the Hells Angels and the things that happened. That's all of that is interesting and new to me, but it is not actually the focus of the documentary. Before I talk about the focus of the documentary, the dogs are right outside my office barking. Super cool. Before I get into the meat of the documentary, I have to make a confession. I have to share something about myself with you. And if you're somebody who came to know me through these Criterion reviews, or even through other videos on this YouTube channel, you probably don't know this. If you are a follower of the podcast, or somebody who actually knows me personally, you probably do know this. what I'm about to say is going to change how most of you see me, and I'm sorry for that. I'm not big into music. It doesn't resonate with me the way it seems to resonate with a lot of people. I meet a lot of people who are just like, I couldn't live without music. I would die without music. Cool. I'm not that way. And I'm not. It's not to say I hate music. There are even bands that I like. Me First and the Gimme Gimmes, who do punk covers, love them. Baby Metal, which is a Japanese of K-pop and death metal, is awesome. Cake, an American band, love me some Cake. Um, I have some eclectic tastes in that regard, sure. But mainly, for me, music is not ever the main event, right? I like music when it accompanies something. Having it on in the background while I'm driving is fine, especially if there's other people in the car. Turn it down low, it just fills the noise. Generally, if I'm by myself, I'm listening to a book on tape or a podcast, because music's not a main event for me. I struggle to just sit down and watch music. I've gone to a handful of concerts that are really fun. I saw Guitar Wolf in concert. They're uh, a very loud Japanese rock band, and if Guitar Wolf ever comes to your town, go and see it. It's an experience. I've been to a handful of concerts that I've really enjoyed, but mostly I'm standing there listening to the music, watching the performers, and going, "All right, so how much longer till this is over?" It's just it's a failing in me. It's not a failing with music. It's just the way I'm wired. The idea of let me just sit and watch people play music doesn't really work for me. It's not stimulating enough, I guess. It's not. I don't know. It's just not my thing, and that's okay. It doesn't have to be. Just like if it is your thing, that's okay too. It can be. The majority of this documentary, the meat of this documentary, is watching them perform their entire songs at this concert. If you're a fan of music, if you're a fan of the Rolling Stones, it's probably super cool. It is wild to me that this is from 1969 and the Stones are still playing, at least like less than 5 years ago. I know somebody who went to a Rolling Stones concert, so that's wild. The music is fine. I've never had an issue with Rolling Stones music. It's good, sure. It's just not my thing, and so it's disingenuous of me to try and give you a review of it. I can't. Um, if you like the Rolling Stones, you will probably like this documentary, because in addition to solid live performances, I'm sure, there's also the interesting tidbits around throwing this huge free uh, concert, which is interesting. Um, that's all I've got. I've been going for 8 minutes and 35 seconds. Next time is going to be our 100th episode. We're not going to do anything especially exciting for it or special for it. I'm sorry. I'm starting to fade. This morning really took a lot out of me. Um, I will go through some statistics because I do that every 20. So that's about as special as it's going to get. For our 100th episode, directors are listed as various from the United States from the year 2000. And as long as it's not, more music, I'm sure it'll be a great time. So, what is it? It is the Beastie Boys video anthology. I'm assuming that means it is a compilation of Beastie Boy music videos. I like the Beastie Boys. I why am I about to sit through just a bunch of music videos? I don't know, but I guess we'll find out together. So I'll see you next time for this music review, I guess. Uh, joking aside about my inability to connect with music, Gimme Shelter is a good documentary. You should check it out. We'll see what the Beastie Boys video anthology is about next time. As always, thank you for watching this. Just watching it is participating in the experiment, and I appreciate you. If you're not watching this, I don't appreciate you as much, but you'll never know because you didn't hear it from me. I'll see you guys next time. Oh, can I move the mouse enough to click on the stop button? Just barely.